Okay, everybody, we're now to chapter 8, and it discusses allegations. And this is my absolute favorite math problem. I know you think I'm crazy, but hopefully you'll see why in a minute. There is another word, allegations, when you allege something about somebody, but this is not the same thing. It's not spelled the same way. In pharmacy, and as far as I know, and serious chemists are the only people who do this calculation. So if you try to take this over to the Learning Commons or ask your nurse friends to help you with this, you will probably blow their mind. So allegations are easy to figure out because usually there are three different percentage strengths in the problem. And once you've seen them, the problems, you kind of know them. You can see them from a mile away. And there usually is one of these problems on the certification test. So this is usually used when we have two percentages of the same thing, and we need to make a third percentage. And in some of these problems, you can definitely solve the way we did the dilutions, and vice versa. Some of the dilutions you can solve this way. And like I said before, you're going to get to the point where you'll start to solve these problems one way or the other, and then you'll go, wait a minute, I don't have enough information to solve it that way. So let's start with the first one. So allegations, you start off with a tic-tac-toe. Okay, and at the very top of your tic-tac-toe, you're going to put the highest percentage strength in the problem. So let's look what it says. Physician asks that 250 milliliters of a 15% solution be prepared from a stock supply of 80 solutions. So 80 is the big one. What you need is going to be right here in the middle. So that's what you need. And in this particular problem, it doesn't tell you exactly, but it says how many milliliters of water will be needed. Well, water has no percentage strength. So there is a percentage strength, but it's 0. Okay? So 80, we go this way. 80 minus 15. Yes, I'm literally doing this on my calculator. I've been doing this all day. Is 65. 15, 0 away from 15 is 15. Okay. When you add these parts together, you get 80. And the only reason you get 80 and this is 80 is because this is 0. So that's okay. So now we do 15 over 80, 65 over 80, and then we want to make 250 milliliters of this. So what we're trying to determine is how many of each solution do we need? How much 80 milliliter or 80% solution and how much water? So now the problem we're going to do straight across. So 15 divided by 80 times 250, and we're going to round with these, so round to the whole number, is 47 milliliters of 80%, and then 65 divided by 80 times 250 is 203 milliliters. Now here's the beauty of this, and this is why I get so excited about this. You instantly know if you've got this right. Because remember, the whole purpose of this is to make 250 milliliters of a new solution. So if you add 47 and 203, you get 250. Ta-da! And that's how you know you've done it right, because that's the number you have to get. If you don't get that, if when you add these two, you don't get whatever number you need to have, you've got something in the wrong place. So you just need to go back and move it around a little bit. So let's look at the next one. Got our tic-tac-toe. Prescription is to prepare 6 ounces of a 2.5% solution. You have a 15% solution and the solvent is water. So 15% goes here. We need 2.5% and our water has 0%. So 15 minus 2.5, 12.5. 2.5 minus 0, 2.5. We're going to add those together. So 2.5 over 15. And we're moving the problems this way. And 12.5 over 15. And we need 6 fluid ounces. Well, what's a problem with that? We could do times 6 right here. But then we're going to get portions of an ounce. And we don't want to do that. Remember, we want to measure everything in the metric system. So, if we have 6 ounces, 30 milliliters per ounce, we need 180 milliliters total. Okay, so 2.5 divided by 15 times 180 is basically 30. So we need 180. So when we do this, the answer better be 150. So 12.5 divided by 15 times 180, 150 by the time you round it. Isn't that great? Let's do a couple more. I could do these all day. I know right now you're saying, no, Angie, please God, don't do these all day. Okay, so here's a classic one of these problems. And why I said when you see them, you can't, they're really easy. We've got 3 solutions, 3 percentage strengths. So let's do our tic-tac-toe. Physician wants 2.5 liters of a 35% solution. So remember, 35 is what we want, so it always goes in the middle. And we have a 12.5 solution and a 45% solution. 45 is the highest, so it goes up here. 12.5 is the lowest, so it goes here. And if you notice, basically you have high, middle, low. High, middle, low. Okay, so 45 minus 35 is 10. Okay, going this way. 35 minus 12.5 is 22.5. You add those together and you get 32.5. So 22.5, 32.5, and 10, 32.5. And we need 2.5 liters, so let's make that 2,500 milliliters. And let's see what we get. And I'm going to do the math off the camera, just because it's difficult to stick it under there when I've need this much space. So 22.5 divided by 32.5 times 2,500. It says 1731 milliliters. And then 10 divided by 32.5 times 2,500 is 769. So 769 plus 1731 is 2,500. Like I say, it's perfect because you know you've got it right. If you didn't, you've got something in the wrong place. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple more of these. And then we'll take a break. We'll move on to chapter 9, which is business math. And that's something that people either really like or really don't. So, but enjoy these. Have fun with them, because by now you should be going, oh my God, thank God, this is something I can do and make sense. So let's give it a try. So we need 7.5% solution. We've got a 45% solution and water. So 45 minus 7.5, 37.5. 7.5 minus 0, 7.5. Add those together, it's 45. 7.5 over 45, 37.5 over 45, and we need 500 milliliters. So let's see what we get. It's 83. $417. You add those together, you get 500. Okay, there's another one. Actually, there's a typo on this one. We can't do it because there is no percentage strength. It doesn't tell us what percent solution, so we'll skip past that one. Okay. Here we need a 25% solution. We have a 50% and a 10%. 50 minus 25 is 25. 25 minus 10 is 15. You add these two together and you get 40. So 15 divided by 40. And 25 divided by 40. And then it says 16 ounces. So how many milliliters is that going to be? I get 480. That should actually be times. Okay. 15 divided by 40 times 480. 180. So this needs to be 300. Yep, we're good. Okay, guys. So again, let's say you didn't have a volume. It didn't say anything about how much you needed to actually have. Right there, that tells you can't do this problem. That's where I said, you know, when you start to work on them, you'll realize, well, wait a minute, I don't have everything I need to set up the problem that way. So, and some of these can be done in more than one way. But, you know, take a stab at it. When all else fails, try ratio proportion to start with, and then start thinking about some of these more complicated solutions. So that's it for allegations. Pretty short and sweet. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you. We got one more tutorial. Thanks. Bye.